at what we are doing today. We are focusing on making different groups out of these apples. So we're going to be taking apart numbers and seeing different ways that we can use addition to build these numbers. So in order for us to do that, we need to figure out how many apples are here. Will you go ahead and count all of the apple slices? And then if you know how many apples are here, go ahead and raise your hand. I'm going to go put all hands down. And then I'm going to choose somebody. Okay, all hands are down. Now count the apples. And if you want to tell me how many apples are here, you can raise your hand. Landon, how many apples do we have?
10.
10 apples. So we're going to down here. Yeah, that's like a little helper tool. So we know that to build this apple, we have all of these slices. So we need to take our scissors and cut out all of the slices. I want to show you a really responsible way of getting all of the apples cut out to where we don't make a lot of scraps. So we just want to have one piece of paper. So I'm just going to cut all the way around it, just like this, so I'm not making a mess. And I'm going to stay on the dotted line. And then all I have to do is just cut here, 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 and I'm all done. I didn't make a big mess. I just have my one scrap of paper. So this will go in the garbage or in the recycling bin, whatever you have at home. And now we need to cut out this part. So this is going to be the really easy part of cutting them out. We're just going to go straight up. See how I'm keeping it nice and neat? And then I'm cutting across. So when I'm done, I'm going to have 10 apple slices. And I want you guys to keep these for tomorrow because tomorrow with Miss Cheatham, you guys are going to be practicing these as well. So here's 5. And 5 more. I'm going to give you guys about 2 more minutes to make sure that you guys have all your slices cut out. And then go ahead and use the raise hand button. I'm going to put hands down. Use the raise hand button to show me that you have this exactly like that. I'm all done with my scissors, so I'm going to put them away. Okay, if you are done with this part and you have all your pieces cut out, use the raise hand button. All right, first graders, we are going to get started. So, what we're going to do today is practice building numbers using our apple slices. So, for our first example, we're going to get rid of half of them and just put them in a pile right here. We're just going to be focusing on these 5. So on your whiteboard, I want you to copy me exactly, okay? So we're going to put a big 5 up here, and we're going to circle it because we're starting with 5 apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the reason we're calling it part whole is that we're going to have one part here, one part here, and then the whole, which means all together, is this number. So we're going to have a number in here and a number in here. So right now, all you need is the 5 and the 2 parts. Okay, so for our first example, we're going to be taking apart the number 5, and we're going to be using 2 different numbers to add together to get 5. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some apple slices and put them here, and the rest over here. So my first example, I'm just going to put 1 apple piece over here, and I'm going to put the rest over here because we want there to be 5 altogether. And I know that I started with 5. So if I put 1 over here, to keep 5 total, I need to take the rest and put them over here. So I'm going to put my different apple slices over here. So on your whiteboard, I want you to show me the exact same thing. Okay, Eli, you're going to help me out with this first one, okay? Eli, how many apples are on this side? 1. So we have 1 apple. We have 1 apple on this side, so I want you to draw the number 1. And then we're going to count this side. Paige, how many apples on this side?
4.
4 apples on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to scoop them all together and put them in a nice little pile. And I'm going to write the number 4. So one way to build 5 is 1 plus 4. 1 apple on this side, 4 on this side. So when we write our addition problems, boys and girls, we would say 1 plus 4 equals 5. Can you guys go ahead and show me that on your whiteboard? That's just one way to build it. Okay, this is what I would like for you to do. Go ahead and turn your video on and show me your whiteboard. It's okay if you don't have these apples on it, but I just want you to show me your whiteboard and hold it up like that for everybody's screen. So when you're ready, hold up your whiteboard so I can see the 1 plus 4 equals 5.
Oh, 1 plus 4.
Good job. Deleza, you're good? Cadence, can I see yours? Paige, can I see yours? 1 plus 4 equals 5. Good job, Eli. Paige, nice job. All right. Those all look awesome. You guys can turn videos back off, and we're going to practice another one. So now I'm going to show you another way to do it on your board. And this way is really going to help you guys understand how the part whole works. So go ahead and erase your board. Now that we know exactly how we lay out our pieces, we're going to turn our board horizontal now, so the long ways. Now, we want to build to 5 again. We're going to have a number here plus another number. And altogether, Paulina, what is it going to equal? What's the number we're working with right now? Paulina. How many are we working with right now?
5.
5. So now I want you to set your board up like this. Blank plus blank equals 5, because we have 5 all together. And we're going to be taking apart the 5 and turning it into 2 numbers. So part, whole. So last time we put a 1 here. We had 1 over here and the rest over here, which was 4. Now I want somebody else to give me an answer to put for the number over here. It has to be 5 or smaller, because that's how many we have all together. So Nicholas, how many pieces would you like over here? Out of these choices.
3.
3. So Nicholas says 3. Now watch what I do. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 pieces here, so I'm going to put a 3. If we have 3 over here, Eli, how many are going to be left over on this side?
5.
How many are left? 3 are over here. How many are left?
2.
2. 3 apple slices here. 1, 2, 3. 2 apple slices here. 1, 2. All together we have 5, and we're going to count and make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So far, boys and girls, we've came up with 2 different ways to make 5, and I'm going to write them down right here. So far we've had 1 plus 4 equals 5, and now we have 3 plus 2 equals 5. If you look at these numbers, boys and girls, they're always going to end up with 5, and they're not going to be bigger than the number 5, because if we had a number bigger than 5, we wouldn't equal 5 over here. So we're going to mix these up, and I'm going to call in another student to show me another way that we can make 5. So again, part, whole. Part, whole. Okay, so this is going to be our last one with the number 5, and then we're going to add even more apples, so our total is going to get even bigger. Cadence, what number would you like to go over here? Out of these choices.
2.
2. So Cadence would like 2 to be right here. 1, 2. Cadence, if we put 2 apples over here, how many are going to be over here?
3.
3, because I already used these, so that's what's left, and I need to use up the rest of them. So if 2 go here, 3 go over here. Paige, can you read me the equation? Go ahead, Paige. Can you hear me, Paige?
Yeah, I really don't know.
So you're going to read me this problem right here, Paige.
2.
This is called a plus. We're adding them together.
3 equals 5.
Good job, Paige. Awesome. Now, I have a super challenging question for you. If I erase this number and I erase this number, what if I put 0 apples over here? Raise your hand if you want to help me out. If I have 0 over here, how many apples have to be over here? I put 0 on this side, and the rest have to be for the next number. So what would my number have to be? Deleza.
Yeah.
What number would it have to be?
5.
It would have to be 5. Good job. If I have 0 apples over here, I have to put the rest over on this side. And the rest would be all of them. So I would have 5 over here. 0 apples plus 5 apples equals 5 apples. All right? So now watch what I do. We're going to be starting with more apples this time. So this time, I want to start with 10 apples. So if I start with 10 apples right here, my problem is going to look like this. Blank plus blank equals 10. Go ahead and write that on your whiteboard. Now I have 10 apples to work with. Cadence, go ahead and mute, please. So I have 10 apples to start, and I'm going to lay them up here so I can make sure I see them all. So right now, all my pieces are together as a whole. I have my 10 apples. It's a whole right now. But I want to take them apart and put some over here and some over here. But I have to use all of them because we want it to equal 10. So this is what I'm going to do. It's the same exact thing when we were taking apart the number 5. We just have more apples this time. So I want to put 4 apples over here for my first number. So I'm going to write the number 4. So go ahead and do that on your board. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I have 4 over here and I need to put the rest on this side, what number am I going to put here? Go ahead and raise your hand. I have to use the rest of the apples to put them here. Angela, can you help me out? How many apples are going to go over here? Can you count these? I have to use all of them because I want there to be 10 altogether. 4 went over here. The rest are going to go over here. How many?
10.
Count these. Go ahead and count with me, Angela.
6.
Good job. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 apples are going to be over here. So one way to take apart 10 is 4 and 6. That's one way that we can take apart the number 10 is 4 and 6. Do you guys see that? 4 over here, 6 over here. And our equation would be read like this. 4 plus 6 equals 10. But for right now, we just want to identify that 4 and 6, that's one way we can take apart 10, is to put 4 over here and 6 over here. Now, watch what I do, boys and girls. Who can tell me what my numbers are going to change to if I just move one of these apples to this side? Now what are my numbers? I still have 10 altogether, but my numbers changed. Who can tell me the number that goes here? Landon. .
3.
3. And Landon, how many are over here now? There was 6, and there was 6,
7.
and all I did was move one over here. So I have 6, and now I have one more. 7. Good job, Landon. So another way to make 10 is 3 and 7. Now watch what I do. I'm going to even do something trickier. Watch this. I'm going to take another one. So I had 3, and I'm taking away another one. So now I only have 2. I had 7, but I just added another one. So now I have 7, 8. 2 and 8. That's another way to build 10. I'm going to do something even trickier. Eli, if I take one of these apples from here and move it over here, how many apples are on this side now?
9.
Right here.
1.
1. And I had 8, and I just added that extra one. So what number goes over here, Eli?
9.
9. That's another way to make 10. Now watch what I do. Nicholas, this one's for you. Nicholas, I'm taking this slice and I'm putting it over here. What number is over here now, Nicholas?
0.
0. And what number goes over here? We had 9, and then I just added another one.
10.
10. Awesome job. So, we just learned that you can build the number 10, taking it apart and putting it into 2 different numbers. We just learned that there's so many different ways that you can build the number 10. We also practiced with the number 5. Tomorrow, you are going to be practicing this again with Miss Cheatham. So she's going to have her apple slices and her whiteboard, and you guys are going to practice again. But when you practice with her tomorrow, she is going to give you one number, and your job is to find the other number, okay? And then when you tell her the number, she's going to be moving them over this way. So, what I mean by that is if I started with 0 plus 10, and she moved one of these apples over here, we would have to change this number. This is now a 1, and I don't have 10 over here anymore because I just got rid of 1. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then she might say, okay, I'm going to take 2 of these ones over here. Now my number's different. How many do I have on this side now, Paulina? Go ahead and count these ones, Paulina.
It's 3.
3, and do you know the other number? Would you like to count with me?
7.
Good job. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I said, Paige, tell me a way to make 10. You would say 3 and 7. And I might say, okay, tell me another way. Landon, can you tell me another way that we can make 10?
5 plus 5.
5 and 5. Now let's see what that looks like. Good job, Landon. Okay, I want 5 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I have 5, And if I have 5 over here, I should have 5 over here. So let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this number isn't changing because we're always going to have all those pieces at the top. These are the numbers that are going to change. So we always want to make sure that if we add these two up, we are getting 10 every single time. Good job, boys and girls. We are going to take a little break. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to put all your pieces in a nice pile, and I want you to keep these at home because, like I said, tomorrow you're going to do these again with Miss Cheatham. Also, heads up for Friday. Friday, you guys will have another test over the stuff we've been learning. This test will be done at home by yourself, but we'll be in a Zoom meeting with Miss Cheatham. She's going to be reading you the problems. You will have the paper to work on at home, but you will be in a Zoom meeting with Miss Cheatham, and you will be able to use your whiteboard if you need your whiteboard to help you out, but you need to do the test at the same time that you're on Zoom with Miss Cheatham. So you're not to do this at home when you're not in a Zoom meeting. This is to be done as a class. So you'll log in on Friday and you'll take your math test, and you'll want to make sure that you have headphones in and that your video is on so we can make sure that you're doing your work, okay? All right, we're going to take a little break, and I'm going to put a Go Noodle on. One line across your board so we can build our number line. Good job. Okay. Angela, Eli, Paige, Mason, did you just join?
Yeah.
Okay, Mason.
Miss Prince, my marker's not working.
Okay. Okay. So, I'll have to send a new one home on Thursday in your packet, okay? So maybe right now you just want to practice this on paper. Mason, we used our apple slices today. So, you'll need to go back and watch the video when we post it on the schedule so you can see how we were taking apart numbers to build numbers 5 and 10. So you'll need to cut these out later, Mason, and practice building those numbers, and then we'll do it again tomorrow with Miss Cheatham. So for right now, Mason, I want you to put them to the side and just draw a straight line across your whiteboard.
Teacher, I don't have a marker, so I'm going to use a piece of pencil.
A pencil, perfect. So you'll use a paper and a pencil. Thank you. That's a great way to solve that problem. Okay, we're going to build the number line 1 through 10. So we need to make sure that when we space them out, that we give all the numbers enough room. So watch what I do. I'm going to find the middle. And I just learned that 5 plus 5 equals 10. So that means that if they're sharing the same number, that's the middle of my number line. So right here in the middle, boys and girls, I'm going to put the number 5. So can you go ahead and do that? I want you to check how I wrote the number 5. If yours is facing this way, we're going to fix it up so it looks like this. So we have the number 5 in the middle. Our smallest number over here is 0. Mason, what number is going to be next? After 0. 1. Angela, what number is next?
1.
We have a 1, and then we have Nicholas, will you help her out? 2. Okay. Paulina, what's next? 3. Deleza, what's next? 4. And then we already wrote a 5 because we know that's right in the middle of our number line. Cadence, what's after 5? 6. Check your 6. If it looks like this, I want you to fix it and flip it around like this. Eli, what's next? 7. Landon, what's next? 8. Make an S, close the gate. Check your 7, make sure it's not facing this way. Cadence, what's next?
9.
Good job. Angela, what's the last one? 10. Good job. All right. What I want you to do before we leave is I want you to start at 0 and count up, and then start at 10 and count backwards, okay? Here we go. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to go backwards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Good job. Okay, boys and girls, we are all done with math today. We have reading at 9 o'clock, so you need to click on my reading link. I will make sure it's the right link this time. So, you will log in about 15 minutes. So right now I want you to go use the restroom or get a drink of water, take a break, whatever you need to do, and you'll be back at 9 o'clock for reading. Great job today. You guys may unmute and say bye.